with this today, talking a little bit about what your team is about, what you're focused on right now, and uh, what you're doing to make um, September productive. And I really want to know. I want to hear about September, and then obviously going into October. But I'd love to know what your focus is, and uh, and and how everybody's doing in terms of getting themselves uh, in place to at least sell one challenge pack this month, if not hit Success Club. But can you just fill me in sort of who we're talking to here?
Yeah. So we have a couple teams here. We have Team Passion, Team Brave, Team Icon. We're all kind of all together. And a lot of us just finished the Lift 4 VIP Early Access. So we've all been sharing our before and afters, kind of giving permission to share our before and afters on social media as a team, so we're not just using the Beachbody ones, sharing stories. So I think our focus for sure right now is for the Lift 4 launch. We are gearing up for the 2B Mindset certification. We are gearing up for Shift Shop Proving Grounds. So we just have.
Tell me what's gearing up mean to you guys?
So sharing the before and after, sharing our stories, sharing on social media, inviting, talking to people, going back to past customers. We've been focusing a lot of that in the past year on this team, like re-engaging past customers. Why did we lose them? Where did they go? What can we do better? We have a huge team challenge group that we just started doing that is, the energy in it is amazing. We have over, I think, like 1,200 people in there now. So that's been really helpful for the team to be, as new coaches, to be able to put people in those groups to feel that energy and not just have, maybe one or two people in a group where you're like, trying to gain that traction. Yeah. So that's kind of where I think we are all at right now. Yeah.
Got it. And is a little more obsessed playing a role at all in any of this? The new autumn?
Yes. Yep. I went live in our big challenge group and made sure everyone knew right away that they have to make sure they're active with their Shakeology and their performance line. And we all kind of got messages. Okay, how do I get active again? What do I need to do? Because we all did that in that big group. We all did 80-day obsession together as well. So everybody saw those results together as a team. But yep, we have that going on too.
That's cool. And so the leaders of the team, what rank are you working toward right now? Your team are you playing for Superstar Diamond? You playing for 10-star? What's that?
So so Team Passion, I can just speak for us, is a 13-star lifetime team. So 15-star has been on the radar for a couple years. But like we say, the goal never changes, just that date. We are focusing, I think, currently on more of the entire downline producing diamonds versus just focusing on personally sponsored. I know we have a diamond group and I have 30 coaches in there that are in a ton of different parts of the downline. So we have a big focus on diamond for a lot of coaches.
Got it. So what would you say then is the biggest question that I can answer for you right now? And I mean, I could just talk. I got no problem just talking, but I want to be valuable to you. So what would you say is the thing your team wants to talk about or hear about that I can be helpful to answer any questions?
I would say, and we can certainly use this chat box if anyone else has any more to add. I think for us to, like, not only do we love all these amazing new fitness programs that come out, but I think we find it easier to sell the fitness side versus the nutrition side. So keeping people on Shakeology, which, like, thank you for that a little more obsessed thing, because that's like huge. That totally is getting people to do that. But I think one of the things that we're always trying to improve on is Shakeology retention and performance line retention. Because, like I said, anyone can press play, even though the excuses are made for the time. But it's the, sharing that value of why Shakeology is so important. And again, thank you. We were able to have Isabel and Darren on team calls in the past month, and so that was super helpful too. But I think that's a big focus.
Good. So I totally understand that that's a challenge for the team. I mean, I think the sparkly, shiny thing is the latest fitness program, and so it's easy for teams to talk about that, show their sweaty selfies and their workouts, but then you show a chocolate shake and talk about all these superfoods and adaptogens, and it's very difficult for an amateur salesperson who's not living this 24/7 like we are to repeat that and articulate what's special about the shake. So I totally understand, because it looks like any other chocolate shake. It might as well be a milkshake for all we know. So there's a couple things that I think are important in contemplating retention. And that is making sure that the primary component of what you represent is about long-term wellness. So, I think it's really important to talk to people about their goals and write down what their goals are as you're having the conversation and prospecting with them. But, and usually those goals will be weight loss oriented, but there should be a component just for us to be doing the job that we want to do for people. There should be a component there that is, how important is your long-term wellness? The things that they say, antioxidants and enzymes and fiber and all the functions of the body that we take for granted. How important is that functionality to you without necessarily having to look forward to a life where you have to prop up that functionality with prescription drugs? If coaches would be more conscious of including that in the interview or the prospecting, then that will lead to more questions. And in fact, let me back up a second, because I'll complete the thought. So that retention, that's how you retain people in what's important. And it's very difficult to retain people on anything that is sort of what I would consider to be a passive, that has the appearance of being passive or indirect, like something that's great for your wellness, unless you're proactively, you can tell the difference. I knew somebody who said that they had certain aches and pains in their joints that went away when they drank Shakeology, and they came back when they didn't. I don't know if that's true or not. It's certainly not something that we can claim, but people tell you all sorts of things, and you never know what else changed in their lifestyle that could be attributed to that benefit. But we do know that adaptogens have a way of going in and finding what a symptom could be treated so that the overall wellness is improved. So trying to get a sense of and remind people that wellness is just as important as the vanity aspect of this. And while there's nothing better than having a belt that you're in a different belt loop, and the last thing you want to do is give back that belt loop once you've lost an inch or two in that belt, and then you're like, oh shoot, man, I can feel that my waistline is trying to get back to that old belt loop. And you got to just dial in your nutrition, you got to dial in your Shakeology behavior and your fitness so that you don't give up that belt loop. And that's visceral and very easy to hold people accountable to and remind them of how good it feels to be lean and strong. But for retention in Shakeology, I would say to just finish the thought, you've got to talk to people about their wellness. Because here's the truth. Like, as much as we talk about the vanity of feeling overweight or not feeling like a beach body, and the appearances of that, and it's easy to judge, and that's where you get into fat shaming and all this kind of stuff. But what we don't talk about, what people don't realize, is the expression of being overweight on the outside is reflected on the inside with organs that are literally fighting to operate through layers of fat on the inside. Fat just doesn't accumulate in a couple of places on the outside. It's everywhere throughout the body. It's clinging to vital organs. So to the extent that Shakeology can help the body operate better and help the user avoid cravings and stop dipping into junk food habits, they're going to get better results overall. They're going to have more energy overall. These are the kind of simple things without having to get into the ingredients. That'll just, okay, then you get into price. And price is not about price. Price is about value. And that's the next thing. That's where you get into how important is it for you to be healthy, for all your systems to be operating, and to be avoiding the long-term expense of being unhealthy or disease. Not that Shakeology prevents disease, but health certainly does. And Shakeology contributes to health. So these are the things that need to be a part of what you share as a coach. You're not just sharing that you're drinking Shakeology. I think one of the pumpkin spice winners, I do this contest right now that anybody who tags me at Carl Deichler with the hashtag do something with some of the vital behaviors on their Instagram stories, I'm picking one a day and sending out a personal note and a box of pumpkin spice Shakeology. And I showed one the other day of a woman had put up a description of the other snack options that she had and the chemicals that were in them. And she expressed in that post how happy she was that what she was drinking for a snack not only didn't have those chemicals and preservatives and artificial colors, but actually was designed to enhance her health. I thought that was a great post, and I don't see enough of that. I see a lot of people with doing what I do, day 255. I think today's 255 or 256 of 2018. And that's great to post about that consistency. But the question that you want to answer to your audience, to your subscribers, is why. So that'll help with retention. And I think that if you leave Shakeology for a second, same thing goes for Energize and Recover and Recharge. You've got to remind people. It's so easy to forget to drink Recharge because it's like the last thing of the day, and that's why I certainly try to post it on the weekends. I only drink Recharge when I really, really have an intense workout, but I post when I drink it so that people are reminded that it's there and that it's important and that it helps the body repair overnight and avoid loss of muscle tissue as the body repairs. These are all none of these are silver bullets. And retention comes from not looking for a silver bullet, but it's sort of silver drips. Just every consistency and persistence about this messaging, and even you maybe put on your calendar that every Monday or every Sunday or whatever, one day a week, you're going to take 10 minutes and learn something about Shakeology that you didn't know. Look up an ingredient. What does that ingredient do? And that would take you a year. If you did that once a week, it would take you a year to look up all the ingredients, and it'll give you something to talk about that week, to do a couple posts about Shakeology. And hey, did you know that ashwagandha is renowned to blah blah blah, and it's in my superfood shake, or maca or Sasha Inchi, and so on. So as you learn things about the shake, talk about them, and talk about them particularly on Instagram stories. And not only are you going to be possibly selling and attracting people to drink the shake, you'll be retaining people, because they just got to be reminded that it's not, health is not a few times a week kind of thing. Health is a consistency thing. And one of the important things about retention is that if people buy a 30-day bag of Shakeology, you really want that bag to be empty by the time the next bag shows up. Otherwise, they start to, if they're only drinking it 4 days a week, after a couple months, they're going to have another bag dragging along with an expiration date on it. And it doesn't do them any good sitting in the bag. It only does them good if they consume it. And there's a couple things that get in the way of consumption. One is fear of cleaning the blender, which I never really understand. It's funny, people think they have to wash the blender like it's a surgical tool every single day, and but they'll rinse their toothbrush. Like, you do this toothbrush thing every single day, and then you rinse it, and oh, that's clean. But your blender, that thing has got to be sterilized every day, which means I don't want to go through the hassle of making Shakeology. Well, I clean my blender at the office 2 or 3 days a week. I give it a good rinse, make sure I can't see anything, but I don't need to sterilize that thing every single day because I'm putting the same thing in it every single day. So that's one thing. And the other thing is being a little bit creative with how you make Shakeology. So sharing recipes within your group so that it's interesting. I have started a new habit. I'm challenged right now in my own, I'm challenged with my own lunch. I've got a lunch problem because we used to have this lunch truck that was really good that came, and I was pretty healthy, and they stopped coming, and now it's Greek food, and I can't stand cucumbers or olives. So the Greek food is no good for me. So now I'm sort of stuck with lunch. And so I got to pre-plan and make lunch and whatever. So what I've started to do is I literally take a massive handful of spinach and put it in the Shakeology, and that's been helping me get through lunch. And then I'll have a beach bar or a daily sunshine later in the day to keep myself satisfied. But okay, so I think I sort of answered the retention question. I do want to get to one other aspect of it, though, that I think is really important, and that is the sales process, because the two go together. And I think this can be valuable, and I'd love to challenge everybody on the call to start to get at least 2 people to join your challenge group by the end of the day Sunday. That's what I'm challenging you to do. Get 2 people, invite them to your challenge group, and get them signed up. And I know you can. I did a post on Instagram TV the other day that talked about the warm market, what I call the love market. And I think a lot of people resist talking to family members, friends, people they love when they become coaches, because they don't want to be embarrassed by the fact that they're doing a multi-level marketing business. And that shows to me a lack of belief. If you're drinking the shake, you're doing the workouts, you're drinking Energized because you believe in the formulation of the products and you think it enhances your life, then the first person I would want to share that with is somebody I love. And so my recommendation is circle back to the people that you sort of forgot about, that I know it took me forever to get my dad to drink Shakeology. He was so stubborn. And I mean, I formulate, Isabel's his daughter-in-law, I guess is what she is.
Yes.
Right? Daughter-in-law. So I was like, she formulated it. This is my product. And he wouldn't even try it. He was so stubborn. And then finally he started to do it, and he'll send me a picture a few times a week that he's drinking it. And it does my heart so good to know that my 84-year-old father, I think he's 84, is drinking that shake every single day. And I know it's enhancing his life. Same thing with my mom. Same thing with my brother and my sister. Like, of all the people that I want to see drinking that, it's those people. So I would strongly recommend, if you got to beg, plead, give them a sample, whatever it's going to be, they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Challenge them. You're going to start a challenge group. Make it a Shakeology challenge. I challenge you to not feel better after 30 days of drinking this shake, or you get your money back. What? $130 bag of powder, which is worth every dollar of every serving in terms of what it can do to help enhance your health by consuming it consistently. And you get a full money back guarantee if the Shakeology challenge didn't live up to as advertised. So use that, but use that to the people closest to you that you want to see drinking that every day, and make it like some habit that you share with each other, a healthy habit that you remind each other and hold each other accountable to do. And so, if nothing else, here in September and going into October, get people into it, the Shakeology challenge of drinking that every day, and see how they're going to feel in 30 days. But the real point that I wanted to make is, as you talk to people about this, and as they say no, because I know they're going to say no. I've had a theory and a way of doing business as a marketer and as a salesman for all 35 so years that I've been doing this. The process of influencing somebody, whether it's being a salesman or a coach, and by coach I mean on all aspects of the word, in order to influence somebody to do something that they are not immediately predisposed to do, if you want to change their behavior, your job, if you're going to be a successful salesman, salesperson, coach, or teacher, doesn't really start until you've overcome the third no. Feel free to write that down. You have not heard no until the third one. And even then, it means that they might follow up. If you handled the process of no's well, they might come back around if you treated them with respect through the process. What the first no means is, I don't know. Means that so the opportunity here is, and this is really important, and this is what I'll wrap up with, and then I'm going to give you guys a little surprise, which is why you should be texting everybody to get on this call. Because you're literally going to be the first in the world to see something. That your job, when somebody says no to you, is not to try to then convince them to get them to say yes. Your job is to ask them questions to find out what they don't understand or believe in that you currently understand or believe about this, if that makes sense. So let's say I talk to you about this idea of the Beachbody or Shakeology challenge. And they say, oh, $130 bag of powder, that's too expensive for a protein powder. No thanks. And you say, what is it about the shake at about between $4 and $5 per serving that sounds too expensive for you? And they say, well, that's, I could go buy a protein powder at Trader Joe's or the supermarket for $30. And then that's an opportunity for you to say, oh, I see what you're comparing it to. You're comparing it to something that's just protein. This has 18 grams of protein in it, but it's also got these superfoods, antioxidants, digestive enzymes, pre and probiotics to help your microbiome, to help your gut health. It's got all these things that will literally enhance your health that are not happening with those other shakes. And even if we're talking about another health shake, I happen to know that this company puts more effort into formulation and testing the quality of their shake than other companies, which is why they're not making more money with this shake. They're actually putting more value into this shake. So if it proved out, this is a question. Remember, the point is not to try to convince them of yes, but to ask questions. So if you said, look, the only proof of that, though, is going to be how it feels. Would you give it a try for 30 days if 20 days in or 25 days in, you were like, I couldn't tell the difference? We both reminded each other, let's get you your money back, and we get you a full refund. Would it be worth it to see if your health is enhanced, if your energy is enhanced, and you actually lose some weight? I met a woman 2 weeks ago who was a coach for over a year, and she was lying about the fact that she said she was allergic to Shakeology, to her upline. And she wasn't losing any weight. She wasn't sure why. She still had the cravings. And then she finally said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all the way in. She started drinking Shakeology. She started following the protocol, and she lost 70 pounds in 7 months. 70 pounds. And she's like, I don't know why I waited so long, but I wish I hadn't. Now, can't promise that for everybody, but wouldn't it be awesome to lose 10 to 15 pounds before Thanksgiving? That's what you ask. You ask these questions. Let's say somebody says to you, you know what? I never succeed with these things, so thanks for asking me, but I'm saying no. Don't try to convince them because they just told you their fact. So now you're going to change the story and ask a question because they don't know what you do yet. They don't know the value of a coach. And you get to say, wait a minute, have you ever had somebody, a group of people that was there to help you day in, day out as you go through the process? Because that's what I do. I have this challenge tracker app. I'm going to be tracking your workouts and you're drinking this shake. We've got a support group that helps each other. Have you ever done that before? If they say no, you say, would you give a shot for 30 days? If it doesn't work for you, you get your money back. But would you like to lose that weight? And then maybe they say, now, so let's say these are my two no's, right? Then they say, well, you know what? I always gain weight during the holidays, so this is probably not the time for me to plunk down $160 or $180 on a new program. I'll just wait till January. And you say, look, totally appreciate that. I'm starting a new group in mid-December, Transform 20 group. It's going to be really cool, step program. But I think it'd be great for you to see how just a few changes to your habits could actually help you avoid gaining 5 to 10 pounds in the last few months of the year, which is what the average is. I think it's 10 pounds of weight gain in the last quarter of the year. Like, this is when we gain the weight back. So wouldn't you like to avoid gaining that weight back with just a few tweaks to have a little bit healthier habits? I'm not talking about becoming a hard body and changing your lifestyle, just a few tweaks. Wouldn't you like to feel better about yourself so that going into January 1st, you didn't have to punish yourself with the New Year's resolution? You actually felt good about your behavior going into January 1st? They're probably going to say, well, yeah, I would like to feel that way. And then you say, so would you be interested in just giving it a shot, 30 days? And like I said, you get your money back if it doesn't work. The shake is either going to make you feel better to help you succeed. My group is going to hold you accountable to help you feel successful, or you're just going to avoid gaining that weight back so that January 1st you feel better. You feel good about yourself. Aren't those three things, doesn't that make it worth trying this time? Give it a shot for 30 days or you get your money back. That series of questions. If they say no 3 times, then you say, look, totally hear you. I'm going to back off. I don't want to try to convince you to do something that you're not ready for, but can I invite you to my Transform 20 group in December? Hopefully they'll say yes just to get you off their back, and you make a point that they said yes. Now you have a strong prospect going into December. And so now you didn't get a no, you got a not now. Or maybe you got a yes. This is why I think that series of questions and the fact that I suspect that the people on this call have not really tried hard to influence the people they love the most to change their behavior, because it can be the toughest. But if you really make it a point that you want to help the people who are most important to you achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. And it can be good for both of you because it helps you, it helps your business. You would like to be able to point to them as one of your success stories. Like say, even my mom is succeeding with this. Even my cousin that hates my guts is succeeding with this. Like you want to just be able to say, even my family is doing this. So if you can get their buy-in, that's why I think you can get 2 people in your challenge group to buy a challenge pack by the end of the day Sunday, by Monday morning. So you're going to be on the national wake-up call, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm one of these people that got 2 people this week in my challenge group. So again, you have not started selling until that third no. You have not started coaching until that third no. You haven't started teaching until that third no, or that third moment of frustration with your student. That's the job. That's why Team Beachbody is the most valuable ecosystem in the fight to end the trend of obesity in the world. And it's why I think it's going to be a $5 to $10 billion a year business as we get more coaches who understand their power to improve people's lives. And that's what you guys do. That's why I get on these calls. It's not my job. It's just my job to remind you of your greatness. And you're here for a reason. You're on this call. You're making time at night for a reason. So now I'm going to reward you for that, okay? So you ready?
Ready.
You're ready. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to change glasses because I got the other glasses. All right. Now you can't tell anybody what you're about to see, but you are literally, so I'm at what they call the Beachbody Studios, okay? So I'm not going to belabor it, but you guys are going to see this. You're the first people in the world, but I just walked here to check it, and we're about to go look at things. Are you ready? I'm about to turn around. It's going to blow your mind. You ready for this?
Ready, ready, ready.
Look at that.
Ooh.
The set of Transform 20, where Sean and his cast will be shooting for, 6 weeks? And Sean hadn't even been able to share this yet on his social media. And how cool is that? I don't know if it's showing backwards or what, because I'm in reverse. But so this will be Sean's view as he's shooting, obviously. There's the step that he'll be on. It's pretty cool. And so he'll be like up here. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. You're the first ones to see it. Now I better turn this off because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get in trouble now. But this is why right now, because of this, any coach that you bring in right now is going to sell the heck out of this thing when it comes out. I think December 4th is when it goes on sale. We got Shift Shop Challenge Packs coming on sale October 1st. Lift 4 goes into the Beachbody On Demand library October 1st. Anybody who is a subscriber to our nutrition file, any nutrition file, as of, did I say September 1st? I meant October 1st. Anybody who's a member of the nutrition file as of October 1st and the BOD member gets automatic enrollment or availability of the A Little More Obsessed workouts. So it's like, don't you know people who want to take advantage of this most unbelievable end of year lineup that we've ever had? Get your coaches in now, because this set is going to sell itself. These steps and the results that people are going to get are going to be outrageous. We're going to have more people getting better results at home than any gym in the world. And I want you guys to maximize this by getting your coaches into your teams. Show them the ropes now. Don't wait until December and January. Get them in and show them the ropes now. Okay, I got to go. I've shown you enough. I'm sure I'm in big trouble, but I want to show you guys I appreciate you getting on this call with me and being a part of what we're doing, because it's special and it matters, and I'm super grateful for it. So if you're done with me, I'll go. Everybody gets on with their night, and don't just sit on this information, everything that I said. When you press leave meeting, make a phone call, send a text, send a message, invite people. Invite 20 people tonight because you're getting 2 before dawn Monday. All right, that's the challenge. But you guys got to do the work. If you want to achieve something, you want to get something great out of life, you want something out of this opportunity, you got to give it all you got and don't wait. Say, I was on the phone with the CEO and he gave me a sneak peek of this new program coming out, and I'm telling you, this business opportunity is about to blow up. So get involved, be proactive, take initiative, and you're going to get some success. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right. Good night, Carl. All right. For those of you who are sticking around with me for a minute, do you want to chat for a quick minute? Process that. Make sure we are good to go. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So exciting. For anyone who wants to share a little bit of what kind of your plan is after that, or any takeaways, or what I definitely want to leave here. So Carl gave us a call to action to make sure we have 2 people by Sunday night. But how are you going to do that? Are you going to do that through personal messages, through text, through social media, all of the above? Are you going to set up a sneak peek, whatever, an event? What do you think? What are you guys kind of thinking, so that I want to make sure you leave here with a plan to get those 2 people. So what do you guys got? Rebecca is gonna ask family members. Yes. It took 6 months for my mom to join too. It was tricky, but I didn't give up. Maria is gonna do a Shakeology event at work. Very good. Yes, love it.
I've got a bunch of teacher friends, coworkers of mine that I spoke to kind of over the summer, and they were like, let's wait till school starts. Let's wait till school starts, wanting to get through the craziness. So I think that now that we're past that, I'm going to do something kind of similar, do an event at work and try to get some folks set up and go in, hopefully try to trigger them and bring up hey, let's get this started before Halloween and all that candy is coming at you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Alana did a great video today about why September and October are prime months to lose weight, and how we don't need to touch the Halloween candy until Halloween. Like, there's no need to buy it now. And it was a great video, because I'm at Target twice a week, so I have to stay away from the Halloween candy section. So I heard her loud and clear. A Snoop group. Yes, Tiffany has been doing Snoop groups that have been working really, really well for her. Lift for Info group. Awesome. Yeah, so all these groups are really good to make sure people are paying attention and watching and listening. One of the things that I don't offer free stuff often, but I have sent private messages. I didn't do this publicly, but I have sent private messages to my 10 in playlist, which are, for those of you who don't have your 10 in playlist, it's the people that you're talking to. At least you want to always be consistently talking to at least 10 people, like having those conversations with, asking those questions, at least 10 people at all times. And your goal is to get them off the list as quick as possible, either by them giving you that final no or by signing them up. And so I've personally messaged my 10 in playlist this week and said I will send them a few pumpkin vegan Shakeologies if they sign up by Sunday night. And so a couple people were like, ooh, I totally hope I can get it. But that's crossing my fingers that I can have access to getting the pumpkin spice Shakeology. But instead of me blowing up my social media with pumpkin spice Shakeology, because I'm afraid that people aren't going to be able to get it, that's the incentive that I'm offering right now. So, and like I said, I don't do that often because I don't feel like we need to offer free stuff, because everything we have is amazing. But that's a little something to get people to get a goal by Sunday night. It's good to throw a little something up, maybe a beach bar, maybe, whatever, some hydrate packets, whatever, energize. So cool. I'm reading all your Laura is going to pay for her mom's first month of Shakeology. Awesome. Yes. Yes. Good stuff, guys. Anybody else want to unmute and share their thoughts from tonight? So that was pretty cool, seeing the set of Transform 20. That was awesome. Very cool. Yeah, so that's like one of the things when he asked kind of the challenge, I think we can easily, and we did this when we did the call with Darren and Isabel, I brought this up too, because we can easily show before and afters with the fitness programs, and we can certainly show before and afters with Shakeology, but not many of us just drink Shakeology, and that's how we lost all the weight, right? Like it includes the nutrition changes and the fitness changes, so people can't see it. And I loved the idea, I've done this before over the 8 years, but sharing an ingredient at least once a week is really good, because I think, like he kept saying, you know, so-and-so's joints don't hurt anymore, or, you know, so all of those stories are really hard to share because they don't really want us sharing that, because it may not, because it's like, it's that disclaimer you got to kind of put in there, like, potentially your joints could be better too. Like we can't say that. Like, so it's like you can share your personal story or my personal story with Shakeology, or another coach's personal story, but you have to be careful with your wording. So for him to say, what was the other thing? That's something I say a lot. Like the reason I drink Shakeology every day is so that when I'm 70 and 80, I still feel good and I can still walk and I'm still fighting, you know? So that long-term wellness is really good as well. But if you can get really creative with what Shakeology can do, because it's hard until they drink it consistently and then maybe skip it for a week, they don't really know what it's doing for them until they actually, because you know, there's been times where I've run out in literally like a couple days and I'm like, I'm a little irregular apparently without Shakeology, right? Like you just don't realize what it does for you because you're drinking it consistently every day until you stop. So no, Rebecca, no. So I'm trying to read all your things, but Rex said, I haven't done Live 4, so should I wait till sell it? No way, Jose. So we have so many Live 4 stories out there. If you go to Instagram, or if you go in our Team Passion pages, or just I have an event out there right now where I've been sharing Live 4, but it's in the Team Passion Coaches page too. I asked, hey, if we can share your Live 4 results, let us know. And there's a whole post about it. But you certainly, hey, this is what you want to say, like, hey, I'm super excited to try this new program. Who wants to do it with me? People appreciate going on the journey with you. And that was me on day one as a coach. I had just started P90X. I wasn't about to show my P90X results because I hadn't had any yet, right, on day one. So I shared the excitement of what was coming and what I was looking forward to. And so you for sure can do that. Yeah, good stuff. Anybody else? Awesome. Yeah, it's so good. All of our programs are good, but I will try to remind everyone too, or you guys can too. I don't always have to be the one that does the reminding because I have mom brain. But if you could, like once a week, just be like, hey, go look up a Shakeology ingredient and share what you learned, you know, something just to kind of remind each other to do that, to pick a day of the week. That would be awesome. Maybe we put it in the Team Passion business activity tracker or just anywhere, so that we can remember to do that. Because I know we get so gung-ho on things and then we forget because we're human and our brains forget. Yes, Lavon, yes, you always want to ask lots of questions to keep the conversation going. Yeah, because that first objection, oh yeah, no, that's too expensive. Like, he's right. That just means, yeah, I have no idea what this stuff is and I'm not paying that kind of money for it. Like, they don't know. And so you have to take it to that next level, or that first objection of I don't have time, or like I don't have time, I don't have money, you know, or just please go away. It's basically what they're saying. And so you've got to just, do your job, right? That's what our Bill Belichick here says, right? And just make sure that I understand using that feel, felt, found. Whenever I'm feeling stuck, I use that. I know, when someone says, oh my gosh, that's so expensive, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way too. What I found was, and then you share your story, that by not going out for a coffee every day and having this for lunch instead, I actually was saving money with Shakeology, right? So whatever that story is, whether it's your story or someone else's story you hear, feel, felt, found is just a really good, because if you get caught off guard and you're like, oh, what do I say now? I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way too. What I found was, and then getting into those questions for sure. And that he has always driven home the 30-day money back guarantee, but I loved how he said that like in every question. Well, what if at day 20, I say that a lot. I'm going to put you in my calendar at day 21. I say day 21 because it's 21 day fix, all that stuff. On day 21, I'm going to put you in my calendar. I'm going to check on you. And if Shakeology absolutely is not working for you, let me tell you how you can get your money back. I do that. I say that all the time. But you also want to be careful with that because it's like you're already giving them a way out too early, so yes, 30 days from when they order. Yep, that's the 30-day money back guarantee. They're not gonna, at day 31, they don't say no, just so you know. Like they're pretty good at giving people a little more time. Yeah. Stephanie's gonna post a calendar for October. Awesome. All right, cool. So let's make sure we all stay in touch all weekend and make sure, that we know what we're gonna do. Make sure we're helping each other with getting the 2 challenge packs in by Sunday night. We'll just make sure you tell us in the, I announce in the Team Passion Coaches page when people sign up new coaches because I can see that very easily, but I can't see all of your challenge packs. I can't. So, if you could just say, oh my gosh, I just saw 1 of 2, let us know so that we can celebrate you with lots of GIFs and balloons and parades and lots of really exciting stuff in our group. So let us celebrate you, but you got to tell us that you did it because it doesn't readily say challenge packs being sold in the Coach Online office for me to just shout that out. So, all right, I'm going to hit end meeting and I think it'll record. It's gonna record, right? Yes, Kelly, good luck, and anybody else out there in this path of this crazy hurricane. But yes, let's make sure we are sticking together all weekend and selling and helping change lives. So, all right, good night, everybody.